This is I literally just beat it for the first time. This game was good sometimes, but not always. Some of the weapons felt redundant and not useful. Some I guess that I'm just not like a huge Doom style person, so I guess this game really isn't made for me, which is completely possible. The game like could just be made for like a different demographic, which is it is. But I just don't really like this game all that much. The boss fights were, they were really hard, and felt rewarding, except for the last boss fight, which which I didn't even notice that I killed him when I killed him, and it was like meh. I also didn't really know who the final boss was. I thought it was gonna be Darth Vader or something. It sounded like that was gonna be him, but it wasn't. Also, like, some of the level design wasn't always the best. I didn't like the platforming, uh, because Doom style games don't make for good platformers. You know. But yeah, that was Star Wars Dark Forces. Um, God, I'm gonna have a fucking nightmare editing this. Also, the last level is the one that made me the most angry, because it was hardest. Well, I guess it makes sense. It's the hardest, but I didn't like it. Not because it was too hard, but because that the level design would sometimes break, and I wouldn't be able, and I had to restart the whole level over again because the level broke, which I didn't put in the recording. I mean, I think a little bit might have made it in, but this game is just not all that well. Also isn't me playing. I don't know. It's just random things. Some of the enemies I didn't like. I didn't like the little hog guys. I thought they were a little like pointless almost, except for that one level when you're in like Jabba's fortress or whatever. Because Jabba has a bunch of bodyguards that are those. I didn't like the first phase or the second phase of Dark Troopers because they're just so fucking tanky. Like it was impossible to kill even with like the best weapon in the game. Which I guess is like their boss fights, I guess, but not a huge fan of those. I didn't see the point to have the pistol after you get the blaster. So just like unnecessarily took a long time to cycle through. Um Also, another thing I didn't like doing was constantly cycling through the weapons with the one button. I'm playing this on the PlayStation 1 simulator, by the way. So, yeah. And I just didn't like how many weapons there were. The mines I felt were pretty useless. The grenades were not useless all the time, but they were useless most of the time. Like in any level that required, or like any situation that I thought might have required a fucking grenade, I just shot them anyway because they drop ammo. I didn't like the one enemy where they either punch you or they blow you up, because that enemy was difficult to like understand his like distance. And also I didn't like the grenades in general because they did too much damage to you, and there was never like a certain way you could throw it to make sure that it wouldn't hit you. You either threw it too close, which would require it hitting you, or you throw it too far and it wouldn't hit anything if you wanted to throw it at. What else? I'm trying to think. If I can't think of anything, I'll add something else. But yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like this game that much. I think it certainly is pretty interesting concept as a game entirely. Like you're playing a mercenary, and you're hired to like go stop dark troopers, which, you know, I think were established in this game first. Or anything else, I could be wrong. I think their design changed though in the Book of Boba Fett. Or Dark Troopers, my bad. Or not the Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know, it is very late at night. And my shoulder hurts. And yeah. I will say that on the last level, after dying like 40 times, I just turned on cheats because I made it to the end like twice, but ended up like dying, so I didn't feel like going through all of it again and then dying again to restart the whole level. So I enabled invincibility, and then when I got to that room, I turned it off. That way I could actually do the boss fight myself. Although I think I didn't capture it. Which I guess it'll sound like I'm cheating, but I didn't. Yeah, there was no like, I felt like when you defeated the final boss, it should have like exploded and like sent a big noise or something, instead of just saying, it didn't even say anything, he just died. I was like, oh, that's it? And it just fucking ended the game. It was very anticlimactic ending, I'll say. Yeah, I don't think I have much else to go over. This is also before I have finished the script for the entirety of the video, so we'll see. Thank you. Y'all are nice, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.